So anyway, we're happy that you could join us. Our book share is an internal auditor for Bulacan State University. She's a mom and a wife and a terrific business owner as well, someone who we've worked with for quite some time. Please help me welcome our book share on How to Change Your Life in 30 Days by Bo Sanchez. Help me welcome Dors Santos. Hi, Dors.
Hello, Ryan. Thank you so much for the introduction. Hello, Olive. Hello, everyone. Actually, I'm so happy and excited to share to you this book because this is also my way of thanking Miss Olive and Ryan and the rest of the team because I'm so grateful of the insights that I am learning with this team. Yun. Anyway, to proceed. So this book, actually, there are two versions. May English, may Tagalog. When I was about to buy, the the only copy left is yung Tagalog. So sabi ko, biling ko na kasi I really like the author. Yon. And then, so sige, we proceed to the next slide. So sa preview, may sinasabi siya. Babala. Sabi niya, this book is for you, not for anybody else. Kasi sometimes when we get insights, di ba, we tend to say, this might be good for my boss, for my spouse, or for my, I don't know, brother or sister. And then he said, no, they can wait. If you want them to change, they can wait. First, you apply it to yourself. That's what he said. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, because di ba, Bo Sanchez is a preacher. So he has this prayer. Anyway, I find it so beautiful. So we can just read it silently. Okay, on our own. Sige, I'll give you time. Ayan, amen. O, di ba beautiful? So parang, um, well, when I read it, parang you're really like felt, no, as a person, your entirety and everything. So parang, for me ha, parang tagos siya no, to your entire being. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, then he said, there are 7 rules for the 30-day challenge. First is, you just choose one. Pumili ka lang ng isang habit. Second, you make it 30 days. Why? Because psychologists said that you need 21 days to create a habit para magkaroon ng mental pathway in your brain. So sabi niya, para makasiguro, we make it 30 days. Yun. And then he said, try your best to make it every day, sunod-sunod na 30 days. So whatever that habit is, maybe you want to sleep early at a particular time, or you want to talk to people at a particular time, or you want to exercise, yun. So if ever it rains, you cannot jog outside, or you do something inside your house. So dapat you have to do it every day, 30 days. And then he also said, you schedule it at an exact time. So if it's at 12 noon, so be it. And then, or 6 p.m., or let's say at 9:30, you have to hit the bed. No? So it has to be at a scheduled time. And then he also said, fifth, lumipat sa new habit mo. You have to replace whatever that is with a different habit. So for example, if you want to stop binging sa Netflix kasi late night na you cannot sleep, hindi pwedeng focus ka na, okay, no Netflix, no Netflix. Cannot be like that. Pwedeng i-substitute mo siya. No? So maybe you substitute it with, I want to read books na hard copy at this time para hindi ako ma-distract ng blue light so I can sleep at this time. So, and then he also said, pag-aralan ang bagong habit. So you have to learn from it. So like sleeping, so study, di ba we know na blue light distracts us, no? So na-excite tayo, so we cannot really sleep. No? So mga ganon. So you have to learn. If it's about your health, then you learn kung ano yung healthy food for you or whatever is the best exercise for you. Yun. And then 7, supportahan ang new habit. So you have to be with a group who will support you. Kasi nga, we are social beings, di ba? So we have to um, maximize or we have to make use of that support para tuloy-tuloy ang pag-change na sinasabi natin. Okay, next slide, please. So the book is divided into 4 sections. First is layunin, second magplano, third magsanay, and then fourth is patterns. For layunin, okay, next slide. There, he mentioned of hanapin mo ang iyong nag-aapoy at makapangyarihang dahilan. Actually, I also encountered it from him first, na yung sinasabi niya, you have to find your emotional why. You know? It has to be emotional. In what way? He said this, meron siyang ini-explain, merong limbic brain, that's for our logic. So parang it's like a new part of the brain. And then meron ding, neocortex pala yun, neocortex. And then there's this limbic brain, doon yung ating mga memories, so usually doon yung emotions and everything. And this actually shapes no, our actions. So he has this story na meron daw there's a dad na may problem siya sa weight niya. So he wants to have a healthy life, pero parang hindi talaga siya nakaka-start. And then one day, the daughter said, 8-year-old daughter said, Daddy, buhay ka pa ba pag magpapakasal na ako? And then the dad parang natauhan. He said, oo nga no. So in that case, he said, hindi siya binago ng logic niya, pero nakahanap siya ng emosyonal dahilan para magbago. So sometimes, it's not really about logic, but how we feel about things. No? So we have to find that out. And then he said, you have to need that higanteng layunin. It has to be like gigantic. Why? Because that purpose is not necessarily about us, no, about me, myself. The best thing is to make it bigger than us. No? So it can be something, a purpose that we would like to do for the people we love, no, that will make it bigger even. Well, in his case, he founded a lot of communities, right? So yun. So, those are really big projects. Okay, next section is about, next slide please, magplano. So sabi niya nga, ang bigo ay hindi nagplanong mabigo. But nabigo lang silang magplano. So di ba, if you fail to plan, you really are planning to fail. So then he mentioned about time frame. No, gaano katagal ang time frame mo? He mentioned kasi, like example, if you ask a person, will say, ano bang gusto mo sa buhay mo? What do you want in life? Then you would say, ako makakain lang ako ng 3 beses sa isang araw, okay na. So the time frame is 1 day. No? But if you ask a successful person, what do you like anong gusto mo sa buhay mo? So sabihin, in 5 years, gusto ko ganito. Or in 10 years, gusto ko makapagpandar na ganito. So ganun sila, mas mahaba ang time frame. And he said, pag mas mahaba ang time frame, the more successful the person is. No? Excuse me. And he even said, kasi nga he's a preacher, no, the spiritual people, they are a lot more successful kasi their time frame is even eternity, because they want to reach heaven after they die. So yun, that's what he said. And then, he also mentioned that ang buhay mo ay maaaring manggaling sa dalawang bagay, in the way you think. So, that thinking is from your memory or from your imagination. So, memory meaning yung mga alaala mo, your past, your experiences. And then, it can also be your imagination, what you expose yourselves into, your aspirations. So he said, that's why if we will not work on our imagination, we will get stuck with our memory. So parang sabi niya, di ba minsan parang bakit ganoon? Parang paulit-ulit na lang yung pattern sa buhay ko. Where is the progress? Ganon. So that's why daw it's very important that we also expose ourselves to things, to maybe yung sa audio, di ba, in our case, or to talks, to seminars, para ma-open palalo yung perspective natin. Kasi unless we will feed that part of us, we will not be able to grow, no, to become what we really want to become. Yun. So, yun nga, there are two wolves there. Whatever you feed, that will grow. Yun. So, and then next is maging positive. Paano naman maging positive? Um, he mentioned this anecdote again. What if there's a stranger who went inside your house and then talk to your daughter again, to your young daughter about the many brutal things happening in the world. So definitely you would like that stranger to go away yun, di ba? Ano ba, parang binabagabag mo kami or that thing is matutrouble lang yung isip ng anak ko, like that. But he said, reality is we're actually allowing that to happen. No, why? Dun sa mga TV maybe na we are exposing ourselves into or dun sa mga news na nasa social media or sa cellphone din, ganon. So, we check also what we are exposing into. Well, not I don't think he is making us close our eyes not to the reality, but it's just that we don't saturate ourselves, with these things. Otherwise, dun lang din talaga, yung parang we will get disheartened, discouraged, ganon. So yun. So we have to fill ourselves with positive things, with good movies, inspirational talks, or maybe ideas na kung ano man yung pwede nating ma-apply, to improve our life. So yun. So positive things. And then, well, he said that, di ba, yung glass of water, no matter what, kunyari murky yung inside, you just pour in clear water continuously, then it will just become clear, in time. So ganun lang daw, we just have to expose ourselves to positive things. And then I am also reminded by, di ba, in our group, we would say, with Jim Ron, you are the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. No? So, yun nga, sabi niya, sumama ka sa wisest people na mahanap mo. Kasi where else can you learn wise things, di ba? If you also expose yourself to wise people. Diba? And then, last he said, you have to be proficient. So we seek advice to the experts in the field. If we want to build, let's say, a beautiful home na sturdy, we don't ask a dentist for that. No, we don't ask, I don't know, a surgeon for that. We ask an architect or an engineer. So para ma-advise tayo kung ano yung appropriate, or if it's a business thing, then we ask people who are experts in the field, or if it's about our health, then we also ask people who are experts in that field. Yon. In the next slide. So the next section is about magsanay. Ang tunay na susi sa tagumpay, he said. So, walang mangyayari kapag hinihintay mo ang perfection. No? So, kasi syempre, we don't live in a perfect world. No? Walang perfect time. We just have to launch. Yun ang sinasabi niya. Steve Jobs would say, real artists ship. No? So, kasi sometimes, di ba, actually, mga melancholic o yung mga artists, parang we would like it to be perfect. Kaya ang tagal bago makag-usad or bago makatapos or Then he said, actually, that looking for perfection, ang totoong dahilan lang ni Jan is insecurity, he said. Kasi takot tayo na masabihan kapag may mali sa ginawa natin. But he said, best effort lang. Ito pa, I like this one. Ang totoong artist ay naglilingkod. Kung ang hinahabol mo ay ang paglilingkod sa iba, instead of your ego, mailalabas mo ang produkto mo sa mundo, o 'di ba? At mabibless nito ang iba. So parang it reminds me also, 'di ba, the product that we are into. Yun, so kahit hindi ito perfect, or whatever that is, maybe your expertise or the idea, and you just present it. So because a lot of people can benefit from it, or maybe this, I don't know, you're good in designing clothes, like that. So don't wait for big things to come before you start. Kasi definitely daw, when you are starting, may mistakes talaga. And well, if you start small, you have smaller mistakes. No? So you can learn along the way. He said even Manny Pacquiao started winning amateur fights before he became, for world, I don't know, champions, ganon. And then he mentioned of exception. Ano yung exception? In starting small. Sometimes you need to start big. In what way? Meron siyang sinasabi na si Dean Ornish, to his heart patients, right away, ginagather, hindi lang daw kasi consultation ang nangyayari doon. So ginagather niya yung patients and then right away, nag-shift sila sa vegetarian mode and then nag-yoga sila tapos nag-share ng small groups or naghihinto agad ng paninigarilyo. So that's abrupt. No? And then here is another example. Si Mimi Silbert founded yung Delancey Street Foundation. This is in the US wherein mga hardcore criminals are there and heroin addicts no, for many years. Successful sila, but what they do is that right away, 100%, stop na daw yung paggamit ng drugs. No? So that's what they do. So bakit ganun? Bakit ganun ka-radical? The advice is, he said, if you want to acquire good things, you do it little by little. But if you want to stop a bad habit, you have to stop it right away. Why? Kasi daw, when you stop, syempre may difficulty, but you feel the relief right away. So in that case, you get to benefit from it already. So nare-reinforce din yung decision mo to stop it. So in that case, hindi little by little. You have to abrupt it. If it's something negative that you want to stop. Yun. So, and then he said you have to aim for persistent execution, no, not perfection. Persistent lang. And then you just start right away. And then you start again. You begin again. So, reminds me also of Saint Jose Maria Escrivá. You begin again. Just don't be discouraged. You learn the lesson and that's it. And then also act as if, no? So, lalo dun sa Delancey Street Foundation, kasi mga hardcore criminal na daw yung nga, yung mga nandun, kasi mga 16 years of heroin addiction, whatever. Yun yung average, no? So, they would say, dahil wala na silang remorse, they would say, okay, you have to pretend that you care for one another. You have to pretend that you live, you act decently. You pretend that you're like a middle class person, that you pretend that you are like that. Until after a year, doon na daw nila nararamdaman yung remorse. Kasi it becomes natural na for them, especially wala na nga silang addiction so they can think already properly. No? In that way, nagiging natural na for them to have malasakit no? For the other person. Now, if you want to be rich, you can also try daw, sabi niya, if you want to be promoted, if you want to improve in your professional life, you also act that way. You know, you dress up that way, you maybe your thoughts, you expose yourself. Paano ba sila mag-isip? Paano sila mag-desisyon? And he also said, syempre, you cannot spend so much, no? Of course, you just have to spend along with your budget, but you just have to act as if eventually, kasi this is daw our way of declaring our faith, no? That one day, God will grant it to us and that God is entrusting this thing to us. Okay. Next slide, please. Patterns. So kung gusto mo ang malaking pagbabago sa buhay mo, kailangan mong gawin yun sa lahat ng oras. You have to do it right away. And then sabi niya, gawing mahirap ang hindi pagtatagumpay. What do we mean? What does he mean by that? Meron siyang sinasabi si Larry Bird sa mga basketballista. Guinness Book World of Records na best shooter ever in the history of basketball. So one time, meron siyang ad. The director says na okay, for this advertisement, you have to miss yung pag-shoot ng ball. Okay, sige, direct. Okay, take one. Aim siya. No, na-shoot ang ball. Okay, take two. Shoot pa rin. You have to miss. You have to miss the ano. Hanggang sa, it took him 15 yung pag-shoot para lang ma-miss niya yung pag-shoot ng ball sa basketball. Why? Because it's very part of his being already to every time mag-throw siya ng ball sa basketball, shoot agad yon sa ring. So it's become parang nasa muscle memory na niya. So it's like that. So kapag may pattern, madali na ang pagtatagumpay. Yan. So kung gusto mo maging matagumpay sa anong bahagi ng buhay mo, ayun, kailangan lang may mga habits ka nang ma-develop. And then he also mentioned of magic 20%, no, the Pareto principle. So 20% na ginagawa mo ay nagpo-produce ng 80% of the results. So his example, for his marriage daw, na sabi niya, for my marriage to be successful, I just do three things. Una, kailangan ko lang i-date every week ang wife ko. And then, if ever merong, for that particular date, kung hindi mangyayari, they would reschedule it on a separate day. Basta dapat every week meron. Second, I just have to text her if I'm not at home. And then third, I just have to praise her every day. With that three things, my marriage is okay. So yun, so parang, well, this reminds me, di ba, yung 5 languages of love, you just have to determine ano ba yung mag-work sa, sa ating spouse, ganon. And then you just focus on it and that's it. Then sa parenting success naman, he has this example for his son. First is kailangan niya lang basahan ng bedtime stories. And then pangalawa, to walk with his son. And then whatever that every morning. And then third is to play with him. No? Kahit not necessarily matagal, basta play lang with him. And then it established already a strong father and son bond sa kanila. For financial success naman, sabi niya, in his case, he developed first his core gift. No? So, to give it to the world. Well, in his case, diba, he's a writer or preacher and everything. So second, he would invest in the stock market kasi yun yung pinopromote niya. And then third is, kailangan ko lang magtay. So, kasi nga, that's his reason really for having these financial dreams to support the community. Yun. And then third, chapter 13, it speaks about broken windows. So dito kasi daw sa criminologists, na obserbahan nila, noong 1982, there is this broken window theory, wherein if in a particular street, there's a broken window, nagpo-promote siya ng vandalism. Kasi it would give an impression na, that particular house walang nakatira, so pwede tayong tumambay doon, or we can do maybe, I don't know, mga pot session or whatever. Or, yeah, so it promotes criminal actions in that particular street. So, we have to reflect also in our life. There can be broken windows also na baka nagbibigay ng maling impression sa iba. So maybe we have that habit, I don't know what. Maybe we are late at work, I don't know. Or maybe we are the type na hindi tayo namamansin sa tao, or we don't really give I don't know, bedtime story to our kids, or so yun. So parang ang sinasabi nga daw, alisin yun, whatever that is. Kasi daw in New York, nung inalis nila yung vandalism sa subway, it diminished the crime rates, no, in that particular community. Yon. So, sa ending, sa pagtatapos, sa next slide please. Yon. Tanggapin lang daw na ang pagkadapa bilang bahagi ng paglalakbay. Kasi nga, di ba, children, when they learn how to walk, they really fall down many, many times, such that they learn how to walk eventually and run eventually. Yun. Then also, I like this, no? Hindi sumusuko sa iyo ang Diyos. Mayroong habit ang Diyos na tapusin ang anumang sinimulan niya. At sa pagkakaalam ko, hindi niya ito binabali. O diba? So parang I like also that line. Okay, next slide please. May mali yata yun. Another slide pa. Mali, oo. And then another pa. Yan. Yon, okay. So meron siyang bonus na chapter. So how do you inspire others na baguhin ang buhay nila? So how do you lead people? Yan. Hindi mo mababago ang asawa mo. He said, sarili mo lang ang bababago mo. So you have just to accept them even if they do not change their entire life. No, that's what he said. Well, just to make it a point na it's it's yourself that you have to change. Okay, next slide, please. And then so he said, how do you inspire others ba talaga? So, walang kwenta ang takot. You cannot scare people kasi it will just work for some time but eventually they will go back. So, ano ba talaga yung tatalab na pangmatagalan na change? So, he mentioned here, of course, yung acceptance, relationship, love, ganun. And then he said, relationship of hope. Okay, go to the next slide, please. Ayan. So ano bang nangyayari sa relationship of hope? First is, when you give time, you are teaching them that you're giving the idea na worthy sila to give your time. Like, doon sa Delancey Street Foundation. So, yun. And then second, when you give your time, maaari mong ibahagi ang wisdom mo. Kasi sometimes they are not exposed also to, I don't know, good things or good ideas. Kaya ganun din sila mag-behave. So it's nice to give time to them kasi it's also our way to educate them. Third is when you give time, yun, nagkakahawahan na ng ideas. So sabi nga kanina, the 5 people you spend your most time with, yun yung ganun ka rin eventually. Okay, so next slide please. Ayan, thank you na. So that's it for tonight. I hope may na-learn din kayo. You can apply also in your life. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Doors.
Yeah.
Very timeless wisdom. Lahat tayo ma-apply natin to sa buhay. Yan nga natin yung mga comments, no? We have people thanking you. I know you have friends watching us tonight, pala, Doors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
I asked around.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Alex,
mga fans.
si ma'am. Oo, mga friendship.
Yeah, thank you for supporting,
Yes,
Doors.
thank you.
That was wonderful. Wow. Kailan mo binasa tong book, Doors?
Actually, January pa, no? Pero kasi ang hirap din i-apply, no? But kasi 'di ba life happens, many things. I mean, I also try writing down things na ito nga gagawin ko to, pero marami ding maraming circumstance. But you just have, I mean, in my case, I said, just have to begin again. And I like it so much. That's why I'm excited to share it. Kasi when Miss Olive said, ah, volunteer. Okay, volunteer. Kasi, yun nga, it's also my way of giving back to this group, which I'm so happy to be with. So just this January. But Bo Sanchez kasi, I'm a fan of him
Right.
since younger years.
Yeah. He's a very avid author. He has written a lot of
Yes.
books over the years.
True.
Thank you for sharing the book, says Ami. Okay. We have time to have breakout rooms. Ito po yung pagkakataon na makapag-discuss in smaller groups, especially if you're a friend of Doors tonight. Please don't exit ka agad. We'll form a small group with you and Doris. Baka gusto niyo magpumustahan. But I also want to promote some events happening for the rest of this week and next week as well. So this Sunday, we have a health talk. Our health talk topic is called No Gym, No Problem. Everyday moves that count. This will be a talk about fitness on Sunday at 8 o'clock. Our sharer will be a professor from UP, Diliman, a fashion professor. So please follow us on Facebook or get back to your friend. They'll share with you the link for that. Next week, Saturday, we have a live session called Optimal Life. This will be happening on Saturday, that is May 3, in different parts. One will be in Makati, one will be in Cebu, and maybe also another schedule for Davao. So this is actually an opportunity for you to learn more about how we empower people, not just in personal development, but also in health and also in their finances. So that's our organization, Syzygy. If you're nowhere near any of those cities, please get back to your friend. Maybe a Zoom session would be better. We can conduct a Zoom session with you to learn more. Those are the things happening. Okay, bago tayo mag-jump in sa breakout room. Okay, happy to share. Okay, so meron pong lalabas na parang pop-up inviting you to join a breakout room. Just accept and we'll bring you to that very soon. So thank you again, Doris, for this terrific book talk. And have a terrific weekend, everyone. We'll see you again online or face-to-face. God bless.